Today we're going to be shooting some arrows. So first of all, elemental arrows. We're going to go ahead and install this mod because it's a rather nice mod that adds some interesting arrows to the game. Next is DX Faction Crossbows. This has a little bit of overlap with the next one, but we can deal with that. And then third is Legendary Skyrim Crossbows. This and the previous mod are going to go ahead and add more crossbows to the game because it doesn't make sense that they're so limited. Then we have Arrow and Bolt Tweaks Special Edition. This changes how arrows work in a few ways. It's rather simple. More arrows on body. This might end up being a little bit redundant with AGO, but I'm going to get it. 50 arrows, and that works. Then Archery gameplay overhaul. Basically a lot more options for bows. And one last thing, go ahead and download from my mod-a-day method patches, which is in the description, the most recent file. The reason why is because I have added a leveled list patch for expanded Skyrim weaponry, just so that it gets in the world a bit more. Once you've finished downloading the mods, go ahead and let's start installing. Let's start with ABT. Next, we'll go ahead and use the all-in-one. No reason not to. And install. Then let's go ahead and install 50 arrows, or whichever version you got. Enable ABT and 50 arrows and install AGO. Enable Legendary Skyrim Crossbows, Faction Crossbows, and finally Elemental Arrows. You can go ahead and install the mod-a-day fix, and everything should automatically be checked. If it isn't, I might have missed something. Go ahead and enable all the mods on the left and sort the load order on the right. For Cortex users, refresh your downloads pane. Go ahead and install Arrow Bolt Tweaks. Next, readme, all in one. Next and next. Go ahead and install the mod-a-day. And as I stated before, leave everything enabled. Go ahead and open the location of your downloads folder. And we're going to extract everything except for ABT and the mod-a-day faux mod. Back in Cortex, new mod from folder each one of these. Go ahead and open mod file's location of Faction Crossbows. Make a new folder named Data. Move the ESP and meshes and textures into Data. Open Archery Gameplay Overhaul and do the same thing. Move all 4 folders and the ESP into Data. Enable the mods on the left and refresh. And the plugins on the right, go ahead and activate the plugins. Go ahead and run the VFS. Try again. And sorting loot API. Go ahead and install all in Vortex. Go ahead and choose the all-in-one. And that's it. And for my mod-a-day, just go ahead and install all. Go ahead and hit enable all. And enable and enable all again. Go to unresolved conflicts only. My mod today will conflict with several mods if you have been properly maintaining your data folder and moving them out of the data folder. So go ahead and set it to load before, because you will probably be updating the mod groups more often than I will. Archery Gameplay Overhaul will have a single file that conflicts with Finis. Set it to load after. And deploy. We have a lot of conflicts that need to be solved. So let's go ahead and close this and disable all, yes. Enable USEP. And enable ABT. Run VQSC. Let's make a patch for this. So let's go ahead and copy as override the USEP version of the ammo records. Yeah, we're sure. We only need one material per item. Let's go ahead and move the name over. And let's move the data from ABT over. With the elven arrow, move the name over and the data over. Same thing with the other elven arrow. And for projectile, go ahead and just copy. And for the projectile, there is no need to change anything. So go ahead and make sure to add all masters to the patch and create a mod group. Done and save. Deselect ABT. 50 arrows should not have any conflicts. The reason why is because it's only game settings. Next is AGO. The only thing that we have that conflicts is a quest. Let's go ahead and copy as override the USEP version. So this conflict, I don't know why AGO makes it, so I'm going to go ahead and copy as override the USEP version. And we're going to leave everything else as is. Add the masters, create a mod group, and OK. Next one is Legendary Skyrim Crossbows. This one's going to have a lot of conflicts. So let's go ahead and start patching this. First of all, copy as override the Skyrim Crossbows Nord Hero Arrow. And I think this value can be left alone. Next one. Copy as override Legendary Skyrim Crossbows Container. So we can check the date on this mod. And it hasn't been updated since the most recent game update. And this is a CC item. So we can assume that this item was added since the last update to Legendary Skyrim Crossbows. Next we have this. Soreen needs help with her project and blah blah blah. We can just go ahead and copy as override the USEP version. We don't need the LSC version. Type Control F4 on your keyboard. This will pull up the Skyrim asset browser. Type into this 003788. You'll notice there is an edit in Skyrim Meshes and Skyrim Textures, but there is nothing in the LSC mod to have this asset changed, which means a patch will be needed anytime this NPC is edited by a mod that attempts to change the appearance. So, knowing that, We're going to copy as override into the patch. Move the death item over. And again, copy as override to the patch. And lower the critical data a little bit. We're going to go ahead and add masters. And sort masters. And we're going to write down this, just like so. Close, save. Go over here. And we need to install Creation Kit. So go to Bethesda.net. Scroll down a little. Scroll down to the bottom and download the Bethesda launcher. Download for free. And save it. Run it to install Bethesda launcher. I already have it installed, so I'm just going to open. You'll need to just simply follow the instructions on there. After a while it will pop up and probably ask you to log in. You might need to create an account. If you do, go ahead and do so. But we installed Peacekeeper Armor and you should have created the Bethesda account at that point. So go to All Games, Tools, Creation Kit Skyrim. And go ahead and install it. It should automatically ask to install. Just click that and let it install. Once you have run it once, go to SSE Creation Kit Fixes by Nukem. And go ahead and download the CK64 Fixes Release 2.7 manually. I'm going to go ahead and put it in the same downloads folder that I put the rest of the mods. Cortex and Vortex users, you can flaunt your advantage right here. Go ahead and install CK Fixes. Don't enable it yet. Go to Mod Type by double clicking and switch to D-Input. And then enable it. It will have conflicts with engine fixes. So we're going to just set it to load before. And deploy. MO2 users, you are at a disadvantage. Go ahead and hide it. Go to where you have your downloads stored and extract it. And go ahead and copy them. Then go to your game folder and paste those files. Two files will be the same. Go ahead and skip those two files. Those files are from SSE Engine Fixes. For Cortex users, go ahead and extract the mod and select that mod from folder. It's a top level mod, so you don't need to put it into a data subfolder. For Vortex users, go to Add Tool, New Tool, Folder icon. Go to the game folder and select creationkit.exe. Save. For Cortex users, go to Programs, right click, Add Program. Go to the game folder and creationkit.exe. Okay. For MO2 users, go to Edit, Add from File. Go to Steam Apps, Common, Skyrim SE, Creation Kit. Okay. One last thing that you will need to do no matter which manager you use. It's the exact same. Go to creationkit.ini. Go to General and add the line B allow multiple master loads. Should be precisely this. Do not have any typos or you will have issues. And save it. Go ahead and close it. And you can now go ahead and run Creation Kit. Finis will attempt to regenerate if you're using MO2. If you're using Cortex, you can manually regenerate Finis. And if you're using Vortex, it automatically regenerates. Alright, so I've gotten some guidance on the cause of the issue with CK. It is apparently reshade. So, if you use Vortex or Cortex, you can go ahead and just disable reshade. If you use MO2, go ahead and back up all reshade related DLLs. And let's go ahead and run the Skyrim creation kit. So click it and set as active file. OK. Now in the filter, now on the left, go ahead and expand twice and go to actor. Type in 3788. Go ahead and click on the name and hit Control F4 and hit yes. Done. If you're using MO2 or Cortex, the files will appear in meshes all the way down to here. And you'll need to go ahead and copy these files as override. And because we only have these two files, which are expected, we can go ahead and just go ahead and drag and drop these into Legendary Skyrim Crossbows, since they only contain what we need them to contain currently. If you expand them all the way and see more than one file in each, then you will need to only move that one file with the appropriate path. Well, I am out of time for today. Unfortunately, the second part of this video, which will be up tomorrow, has actually taken me roughly 3 hours to complete. Just the recording. So you can imagine how long it would take me to edit it, and how long it will take me to actually add it to the